So let's understand project charter, the first mandatory step to take before you do anything else. How to prepare a project charter? So this is the template you need to fill in, right? So you need to write the name of the sponsor. The heading is reduce employee attrition because that is the aim we have. We need to mention the name of the sponsor, when are we starting with the project, project leader, and target completion date. These are simple information you need to fill in. What is the name of the process? Human resource, because the department we have taken is HR. What is the purpose of the project? To reduce employee attrition. What is the scope of the project? We would be including recruitment, learning and development, succession planning, performance management, finance for costing and budgeting, and marketing, R&D, and sales. These departments to do with this particular project. So we have maintained two lists, included and excluded, when we talk about the project scope. Coming to another section, objective is to reduce attrition and streamlining the HR process. So basically we have two objectives. Baseline value, as in what is the situation as of now. So as of now, the attrition rate is 16.12%. What we are targeting, 10%, which I already covered that this is the industry's standard. And once we achieve 10, so I think we can start with another project to receive or to achieve 7% if we want to go for a better, rate. Here, what are the units? In case of first aim, employees, and in case of second aim, what is the unit? Money spent on HR activities. So when we are targeting streamlining the HR processes, the HR cost right now is exceeding $10 million. We are targeting $7 million. So once we execute all this, what would be the benefits the business would be getting? Cost saving due to reduced recruitment activities, organizational stability, more focus on innovation, marketing, and other core activities. So as of now, what is happening? A lot of attrition is happening. So we need to recruit people again and again. So we have high recruitment cost. The organization is not stable because the new chunk joins in, and then we need to train them. They adjust themselves in the environment. So organization become a bit unstable. And when we have all the focus on the recruitment, then we are lacking in the focus in innovation, marketing, and other core activities. So once we streamline the entire recruitment process, we would be able to focus on other areas. What would be the benefits for the customer? Because when we are starting with any Six Sigma project, we cannot just focus on the business benefits. So what would be the benefits for the customer? Better customer service from loyal and happy employees. Long-term employees will form better relationships. That's a very, very big fact. Estimated cost, as in how much we need to save to execute this project, how much we need to invest in this project. So this is $1 million, right? So depending upon the entire cost, you need to mention this. You must be thinking that from where I got this 1 million or from where I got this 10 million. So this is all hypothetical figure for this project because we really can't go ahead and ask IBM that how much are your cost, because these costs differ from company to company, right? So depending upon what your real situation is, we can fill this up. So we have mentioned the team here, who would be the sponsor, black belt, process analyst, financial, license role, you know. So whatever would be the team. So you must be knowing that in the yellow belt, we covered what are the various roles when we talk about a Six Sigma project team. So we have a team with the people from every level. Like we have a person from yellow belt who helps or aids the people at the higher level. Then we have a person from the green belt level, master black belt, champion, executive. All those people form a team and execute a project. So we would be mentioning the entire team, schedule, start date, uh, and more specifically, we are just not mentioning the end date of the project, we are mentioning the end date of all the phases as well. And these are the phases which would be we would be working on one by one. We cannot work on all the phases simultaneously because the result of first phase is the input for the second one. The output of the major phase is the input for the third phase. So we really cannot execute everything simultaneously. This will be done in sequence one by one. So we would be mentioning all the end dates, then the people would be signing it, and it would be going at the up level for the approval to the financial department also, so that they would be giving that much money to us for executing the project. And this is a kind of approval from each and everybody included, that this is what we are aiming, and this is what we would be delivering, and this is what would be the deadlines. So this is all about the project charter, and we need to fill it for each and every project. uh, it never depends upon what the case is, what the department is, and what the requirements is. This is a must to do step. So I would be sharing this in form of a Word document also. I'm talking about project charter template, so that you can use it when you would be implementing a Six Sigma project in your organization.